Queen Marchesa versus Griselbrand. I think I played this opponent the other day with my Tatyova deck. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll go for... Yeah, we'll keep that because we can hopefully mess up our opponent with an Inquisition of Kozilek. See if they've got a sinkhole or anything like that for us. They usually want to ramp into Griselbrand. Alright, they've got Dismember. They've got Candelabra. Yeah, I think it's just Thoughtseize. Griselbrand is an 8 mana 7/7 with flying and lifelink. Pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. Why they unban this thing, I don't know. Reflecting Pool with Command Tower is really good. Let's get down a Rest in Peace. I don't know if our opponent has any graveyard shenanigans in a Griselbrand deck. I wouldn't have thought so, but you never know. If you're going to play Rest in Peace, playing it against a black deck seems like a good idea. Queen Marchesa is a Mardu commander, 3/3, Death Touch and Haste. You become the monarch when she enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent is the monarch, you get a 1/1 haste Death Touch Assassin. Now, I wonder what else our opponent has drawn into. Let's... yeah, we'll go for Castigate. I am quite worried about facing up against this deck, so the more difficult we can make it for them, the better. Cabal Ritual is 3 mana, 7 or more cards in the graveyard. We're a little while off that, and then Hedron Archive. Well, Thran Dynamo is better, so we'll get rid of that. And then if we get a land next turn, we can go for Queen Marchesa, but our opponent does have Dismember. We don't really need to worry about Dismember because we'll at least become the monarch, and then if our opponent does manage to get the monarchy off us, it'll probably be with a Griselbrand, and at that point card draw is not really something we need to worry about. Okay, him to Torak. We are just on the destroying our opponent's hand plan apparently. We don't actually have that many hand disruption cards in this deck, but good to have Griselbrand in top deck mode. It'd be great to get into some permanent removal as well. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that puts a charge counter on it, and then remove a charge counter for it to add 1 mana. Yeah. So they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they might be able to do Candelabra shenanigans as well, especially if they got into an Ancient Tomb or a Cabal Coffers. But they're foregoing their lands or their mana and just going for card draw. Okay, they get a Mox Opal, which is Metalcraft, isn't it? Yeah, so that's active. They've got 4, 5 mana. If we get into a land, that would be pretty good, I think. Yeah, Sacred Foundry definitely in shocked. Let's start getting our own card draw on the go. And we want to get as much damage in on our opponent as possible, so we'll swing in straight away with our hasty creature. We draw into an Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. That's not going to help our opponent unless they get non-basic lands in, like a Cavern of Souls. We can path to exile the Griselbrand. The problem is, if we can get their life total down far enough, even if they refill their hand with Griselbrand, and they got a Kaya and an Urborg offers there. Okay, well we get into Sol Ring. We might as well empty our hand if they're using... I don't even know what spell they use there. We'll get down Lingering Souls. We're not going to be able to make use of the flashback on Lingering Souls, unfortunately. Yeah, if we get down Griselbrand's life total far enough, they will be able to come down and pay life to draw cards, but they won't be able to regain it by swinging in with Griselbrand. Looks like, I haven't actually counted up the mana, but it looks like they might have him. So they can refill their hand once if they do. That's 4, 5, 6, 7? No. No, I don't think they do have him yet. They have a demon. No, they must have thought he costed 7. Apparently in R&D, Griselbrand was originally 7 mana, because the number 7 was a theme, or is a theme, throughout Innistrad. Yeah, they need to top deck a land, unfortunately for our opponent. Yeah, he was too broken at 7 mana, and somehow he's not broken at 8 mana. So they bumped him up to the 8 mana and released him as that. Don't know how much playtesting they did do with Griselbrand. And we get into Lightning Helix is just more damage for our opponent. We're not going to be... Oh, and they get into a land, of course. Windmill Slam, Griselbrand. Now they can pay life here and refill their hand, but I think they're only really going to want to do it once. That's fine. We'll do it with that land. We'll path your Griselbrand. Now, unfortunately, that does pay for half of Griselbrand's command attacks, but I mean, it's pretty much all we can do at this point. They're probably drawing into more lands anyway. And then if we go into a tap land here, it's a real race against time now. And we will Lightning Helix our opponent, just in case we need to make use of that mana next turn. Much damage as we can get. Monastery Mentor might help us go wide. The problem is, if they get Griselbrand out again, they're going to be able to block with him, and he does have lifelink. Now, I guarantee that they have another land for us. I don't think we're going to be fast enough for them, or fast enough to get rid of them. They do get another land, but they've lost mana on Jeweled Amulet. Okay, Demonic Tutor just gets Sol Ring or Mana Crypt or something, so they can definitely get down Griselbrand again. We can hope for more spot removal. Or they could just wipe the board here. Yeah, they go for Damnation, so they're not going for Griselbrand. We can just get down Queen Marchesa again next turn and swing in if we don't draw into anything else that we like the look of. Okay, Liliana of the Veil. They're forcing us to discard our land, which is fine. Luckily we don't need that. Or I hope we don't need it. Alright, Windswept Heath. Let's just go for our Queen Marchesa again. And we become the Monarch again. We will swing in at our opponent or Liliana. Liliana can make us sacrifice Queen Marchesa, but we can get her down again next turn. We'll just go in at our opponent. You never know, we might draw into a lightning bolt. At least when Griselbrand comes out now. If only that was a Sign in Blood. Sign in Blood is the same as this, but it's a target player. And it's also 2 black. Diabolic Edict, so they don't need to tick down Liliana. They might just go for her Limit Break then. They need to get a blocker in play. Okay, Sinkhole. Yeah, alright. I'm just hoping they don't force us to discard now, because we need a land if we want to get down Queen Marchesa again. Ugh, Batterskull. That's lifelink, that's not good. And then each player discards a card. Now, we can't rely on Queen Marchesa anymore. So I think we need to rely on Night's Whisper. Let's discard the land and hope that we can get into some kind of burn for our opponent. Alright, well there's a land anyway. Let's play that. We'll draw a couple of cards. Arena Rector makes it difficult for them to swing in. I don't think we have the Boros Ajani in here anymore. That does have a lightning helix attached to it, but I think I took it out. Let's see. Makes it difficult for our opponent to swing in, but they kind of have to. Oh, we get Umezawa's Jitte. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be of any use to us, actually. And I've just pulled up the deck list on my other monitor here. We've got Obnixilis Kaya, Elspeth Sun's Champion, and Elspeth Knight Errant. So, if we go for Elspeth Knight Errant, we can give one of our creatures flying. Yeah, they've opted to go for it anyway. So we will block with the Arena Rector. Oh, and it doesn't die thanks to Rest in Peace. Our opponent clearly... I don't know if they saw that or not, but... yeah, we're looking pretty sketchy now. Grim Monolith, if they can get above 7 life, which they can with Batterskull, they can play Griselbrand and refill their hand with it. I don't know if they can afford Griselbrand now, actually. They're back down to 1 card in hand. Smallpox, yeah, we'll have to get rid of the Jitte. I don't think it's going to be of any use to us. Risky that they're losing a life there. We'll just get rid of a mountain. And then forcing us to discard there. As you might have been able to figure out, it is a limit break from Liliana next turn. Okay, Obnixilis. I don't know if Obnixilis can help us or not. We'll soon find out. Yeah, doesn't look like we are getting into anywhere near as much removal as we would have liked. Now then, does that help us? Wear and Tear. Well, there's no enchantments. We'll see what our opponent does first. We can get rid of an artifact. Alright, let me just make sure I know what this does. Separate all permanents. Target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanent in the pile of their choice. So let's see what their aim is here. Yeah, we'll just keep Wear and Tear in hand. As much as it pains me to do it, I think we just have to keep our mana and keep holding out for burn. We've got access to 3 black mana for a Necropotence. Yeah, we just have to go with this pile. What? What just happened there? Oh, were we choosing which one to sacrifice? I thought we were choosing which one to keep. That is... ugh, that's annoying. I mean, we've been drawing lands this game, so... let's hope that the land draw doesn't stop now. Because now, not only do we need to draw into some burn, but we also need to draw into some red mana. If we draw red mana now, we can kill Batterskull. But they've got Grim Monolith up, I didn't see that. Skull Clamp, I'm just going to keep hold of so that they can make us discard it. Yeah, I'm just going to draw a card here. I think we have lost this one. Dark Confident is some more mana for us, some more card draw. The beginning of our upkeep. An interesting game nonetheless. I just wish we hadn't chosen the wrong pile there. Bitter Blossom, now then, that might help us. Especially with a Skull Clamp in hand. Yeah, going in at Obnixilis. Yeah, we'll just let that hit us. I think we're just going to use Obnixilis to draw anyway. Now they are at enough life that they can slam Griselbrand and draw 7 cards if they want to. Well, they've got their own Necropotence. It looks like they're not really relying on Griselbrand anymore. That stops them. They have to use Necropotence to draw cards. That's the only benefit of that. And they go for 7 cards from the Necropotence. So they refill their hand. And here's hoping for red mana. Toxic Deluge. Let's draw. Okay, there's Marsh Flats, so that is good. That means that we can go in for a plateau I don't think we've seen so far. So I have to very carefully choose this. No, we haven't played plateau, so that's good. Yeah, I think I want a Bitter Blossom. Yeah, we'll Toxic Deluge for 4. That just stops them swinging in next turn. They can bounce Batterskull and replay it, but it gives it Summoning Sickness. Unless they can play a creature to equip it to. And then let's grab ourselves a Bitter Blossom. I don't think they're going to be able to deal with Bitter Blossom because it kind of forces them to play Griselbrand. Because Bitter Blossom can swing in at our opponent, but Obnixilis can deal with Griselbrand coming in, so I'm quietly hopeful that we can actually do something now. Yep, out comes the Batterskull again. We can fly straight over that. Inquisition of Kozilek, you can not really care what you take out of our hand, to be honest. Skull Clamp would be nice to keep. Yeah, they get rid of Wear and Tear. Yeah, the plan might be to Griselbrand next turn, or Expedition Map gets them a Cabal Coffers. So they'll definitely be able to afford Griselbrand next turn and then equip Batterskull to it. Get down our young Pyromancer. We might need to go wide on our opponent. Should have drawn with Obnixilis first, actually. Yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't actually matter, I don't think, because Wasteland... I would have definitely played Wasteland, but they can still activate Cabal Coffers anyway. Oh, go for the throat is good, though. Yeah, we might still be able to do it. Cabal Coffers and mana abilities in general don't go on the stack, so they hold priority even after they've played a land, unless it triggers a landfall effect. We'll let our opponent play and equip Griselbrand. I imagine that's what their play is here. They go for their own Obnixilis. That can blow up our Fairy Rogue. They can't draw any more cards. Because if they do, well, they can draw with Obnixilis, but that'll kill them. And Necropotence will kill them, as will Griselbrand. Now, Wyatt, yeah, I think they've kind of worked out that maybe they didn't see the line of play there. They should have gone to destroy the Fairy Rogue. Now, I think we had them anyway, because we could have gone for Go for the Throat on Griselbrand, blown up the Cabal Coffers with Wasteland. We would have drawn into, yeah, Council's Judgment next turn. Bloodstained Maya with the Monarchy. So I think we had them anyway, but the line of play there should have been Obnixilis kill Fairy Rogue, and then Batterskull is 5 to equip, isn't it? So, yeah, maybe they couldn't afford to. But anyway, as it stands, we can't swing in with the Fairy Rogue token, for all they know, because they didn't know we had Go for the Throat to get rid of Griselbrand. But yeah, I think we had the game anyway, even though we chose the wrong pile with Liliana of the Veil. Make sure not to do that if you play Magic Online. I've never actually had anyone ultimate Liliana of the Veil against me before, so I'll have to remember that in future. But there we go, that was one hell of a game against Griselbrand himself. That's Queen Marchesa beating out Griselbrand. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.